here as of yet. Figured it might be a bad evening to do it. So we'll see if people start showing up or not. So if you can see and hear me and all that good stuff, if anybody's in here, shoot me a thumbs up or whatever so I know we're good to go. Hello, Jay. How are you? Can you see and hear me okay? Let me know if you can. Hey, what's up, Scott? How are you, buddy? Make sure y'all can see and hear me okay. I don't know if we have a slight delay or not with YouTube. Yeah, good sound, great. Okay, cool. Audio and video sounds fine, it looks fine, good deal. Oh yeah, they're starting to pop in now. Okay, because we had I was just sitting here for seemed like a minute with like 0 and 0, so no people in and no thumbs up. And we've got something that I got in the mail today, so I'm going to show y'all, and we'll even test it out. I was in the backyard playing with it, so shows we got 7 on. So far I've only seen 2 comment. Maybe more people are going to jump in. 1 thumbs up. And I'm going to take a drink. I've been sitting here savoring this. Cheers, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving tomorrow to you and your family. Please be safe. That was good. Hello, Dexter. How are you? So y'all are going to get the first sneak peek at this. I think there's only 1 more person that I've seen, or maybe 2 more people that have gotten this so far. So we will wait till some more people jump on and I'll go over it with y'all. Hello, Richard. How are you? Yeah, there's no notification. I saw that. I still haven't seen a notification, and usually it pops up and says I'm live. So, but YouTube's doing YouTube things, so it does not surprise me. But I'm getting all kinds of notifications for Tucker and all those guys, so, but you know, they're big time. I'm not. Went out, was just a little behind. Okay. Yeah. I haven't. Usually it pops up on my screen too and says, hey, Big Johnson, is doing a video, blah, 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 like an announcement for y'all. Usually notifies me too, but I haven't seen one yet. And hell, I've been halfway through the chats before, and then all of a sudden it pops up. So I'm sure, like I've said before. But did y'all see the guardsmen, the 2 guardsmen who were shot in Washington? Some guy ran around the corner and started shooting at him, shot 2 of them. They're in critical condition. And I believe he was apprehended. So that's what we know right now, but that's crazy, man. I did not yet. Okay. Hello, A. Barnes. How are you, man? Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, to you and your families. And I did get to go to the range yesterday and did some shooting. I don't know if you saw my short. I threw up a short. I took the Shadow Systems CR920XP, shot it. I shot the 5.7, the Rock, and also shot the Shadow 2 Compact. Had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. Shot more than I thought I was going to shoot. I was like, oh, I'll shoot, 50 through this, 100 through this, blah, blah, blah through this. No, I ended up shooting a lot more. Rich B says, when I order a plate from Impact for my CZ Compact 2, will they send the screws to mount it, or will I use the optic screws? No, they will send you screws to mount it. Use the screws that they send you. Just put a little bit of blue Loctite on them. Crank them in. I think on their website it says like 10 to 12 pounds. I did 15 because I think 10 is a little too not enough. So I did 15 inch pounds, I believe, 15 to 18 inch pounds. with a fat torque wrench, you know, a inch-pound wrench, and no problems at all. And then you'll use your screws, depending on which set you have, to go into the plate. They don't send those because they don't know what optic you're going to put on it. Hello, Pranic. How are you? I thought I missed the chat yesterday. My days are mixed up. Yeah, I hear you. I've been off this week, and I've still, like, I had a conference call today. I had one yesterday. You know, I still kind of, I mean, I answer customers' phones and still participate in that stuff. You know, I'm never off unless I'm out of the country. Talked to a couple of customers from Canada today about some stuff. But we got 18 people on, only 3 thumbs up. Y'all hit that thumbs up. But yeah, I did. Like I said, I went shooting yesterday. Had a really good time. Shot a lot of ammo. Shot 9mm, 5.7. You know, had a really good time. Shot super fast. There was a guy, I guess he's a USCC, if he's watching. I don't know if he says he watches my videos, but if it's a USCCA trainer, he does a lot of training, I guess, with customer or people at Texas Gun Experience. I'm sorry I don't remember your name. It was kind of, you know, people were shooting in there. But he said that he recognized me. I was just putting my earplugs in and my glasses on, about to go into the range, and said that he recognized me, and he watched my SIG P322 series before he bought that for his wife to shoot, and really enjoyed the videos, and says that he watches periodically. So thank you, sir. I'm sorry I don't remember your name. I think it was maybe Keith or Kevin. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry about that. Yep, happy Thanksgiving, Lee. I appreciate you. Dexter said that's the first thing I did is hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got 17 in, 5 thumbs up. Let me grab another drink of whiskey and we will get into it. But I did finally get something in the mail today. I've been waiting on this thing for 8 months. 8 months. And I think myself and only maybe 2 people on YouTube have it. And that is the new Cloud Defensive. This is the EPL. Just comes in a cardboard box like this. You know, had some stickers, and I hate stickers, but it had stickers in it. They said for the first people that did the pre-order, they would get an extra gift. One guy said he got a light, like a little handheld light too, like a little small, kind of like a little string light, but it's the Cloud Defense brand. But they said they would send extra swag with it, and all I got was stickers and a little magnet. It's like a little kind of bendable magnet with the Cloud Defensive light on it. But this is what it looks like. Y'all will get the first sneak peek at it. It does have a T15. That's how you put it on. It does have different keys. There's the keys that come with it. It comes with a 1913 Glock rail also, and a SIG rail. So you get 3 different rails in there. You just take that T15 off, slide this side out, and pop a new rail in there. It's super easy. Takes about 2 seconds. It does come with the low switches right here, and it does come with a set of high switches. I have big thumbs, so I want the low switches, and this is how it works. I got my B5 glow-in-the-dark AK furniture. Remind me of the X300. Yeah, it looks, if you look at it, it looks like a Rain, which I've got one. I can't touch it, but I've got one right there. It kind of looks like a Rain that they cut in half. Now, I did try this on one of my 2011s, as y'all saw in the pictures. If you check out my post, you'll see them. I tried it on my Staccato and on my Masterpiece arms, and it fits perfect on those. And I did try with the Staccato holster that Armsman made for me, and my X300, that's what that holster is made for. I put this on, and on the Staccato, tried to put it in the holster, and I couldn't get it in the holster. In the Surefire holster for the X300. So it's not the same footprint. Some people have told me it's a TLR1 footprint, but I don't have any TLR1 holsters to check it with, so I don't know. I'm still going to try it on some other holsters just to see if maybe it just didn't fit that one. But I did go out and I did a comparison in the backyard with another light that I think is very comparable, and it is my highest performing light so far. So that's why I did it with this one. Hello, Lynn Holt, how are you? And Nalderman, how are you? Also got my TX22 Toro with a cheap Viridian red dot. There you go. TX22 is a fun pistol. But, you know, and that's what it looks like in the front with the refractor. But it's definitely a bright light. It does have momentary and constant. So there's the momentary, or excuse me, there's the constant. And there's the momentary. So it's just a quick tap for the constant, and then, you know, you press and let go for the, you know, momentary, and it goes off and on. So, but yeah, I compared it against a light tonight, kind of like best light versus claimed to be a really good light. And I'll throw that video out probably tomorrow or something so y'all can see it. But you know, the boxing is okay, nothing special. But you know, it's kind of like that plastic packaging you get when you get a stream light. You know, but this is a cardboard box, so nothing special. Inside, it's just got like a little foam cutout where this was in there, and it's like in one of those little soft Oakley bags, you know, for sunglasses. That was covering it up. The screw on here, it's a countersunk T15. You know, the screw's okay. I mean, you know, I'm not super crazy about the screw. I wish you could use like a nickel or something like that you didn't have to have a T15, you know, in case you're at the range, even, you know, at an event, you have to switch it from one gun to another, you have to pull out a T15 to do it. And you do torque it down to 25 inch-pounds, like I said before. But the quality of it feels really nice. It's not a light piece of shit. It's very robust. Feels like it's of strong quality. I did torque it to 25 inch-pounds on a gun. I shook it. I tried to grab it and like rip it off. I couldn't move it. That sucker was on there. So, you know, I'm not worried about that. But I wanted y'all to have first dibs at it, me talking about it, before I even put it up on YouTube. Because, you know, we got to keep the crew happy. But I do like the buttons. They're different. They remind me of the new Streamlights. I think these buttons are probably better than the Surefire. In my opinion, they just feel better. You don't have that weird little flip up and down. So they're kind of new, or newish style, like the newer Streamlights. So Scott says, I also wish, let's see here. I wish with Black Friday that Tandem Cross actually had a parts in stock for it. Even when before I checked about a week ago, they didn't have shit in stock, but they are very small. Yeah, they are a small company. What's up, Unit 4? Says, good evening, Big J and Gun Nation. Happy Thanksgiving all. Smack that like button. Yeah, definitely hit that like button. 23 on here, 8 thumbs up. And I hope y'all get full tomorrow and eat a ton. We were going to go to my mother-in-law's for Thanksgiving, however, and I was going to have my wife shoot the Rock 5.7 on Friday, but she is running fever and sick as a dog. So we're not going to go to Thanksgiving because I don't want to get my daughter, my granddaughter, my mother-in-law. I don't want everybody sick over there. So we're going to hang out at home tomorrow and just eat something here, and then we're going to have Thanksgiving on Sunday with the family, so we've moved it. So that kind of threw a wrench into her shooting the Rock, but you know, she'll shoot it. We'll get to shoot it. So kind of screwed up our Thanksgiving. What's that optic on the bottom rifle behind you? That is the AMG UH1 Huey right here. And that's the primary arms prism scope on the next one up. So that's my 300 blackout on the bottom, or one of my 300 blackouts. And the next one is the 556, that one right there. But it does also have a 300 blackout upper for it, and it's got the same optic and the same cloud defense. That's the cloud defense rain on that one, and the other upper has a black cloud defense. That's the clear anodized. Any new tool hauls? Yes, Dexter. I did post it on YouTube in the community. I did get 2 new ratchets, the G2, the Harbor Freight G2 Icon ratchets. I got the 1/4 inch and the 3/8 with the comfort handle. They had a 40% off sale, so I definitely jumped on that. And I posted them over on YouTube. And I went back today, early this morning, and I grabbed 2 of the purple the little mini toolboxes. I wanted to get some purple ones. I think they look kind of cool. I already have some of the orange toolboxes, and they don't make the mini and orange. And some people are like, what do you get the mini toolbox for? On my desk here, I've got like I don't know, it's a cup. It's a 3%er cup, coffee mug with a bunch of pens and pencils and Sharpies and all that kind of shit in it. So I wanted to get that little toolbox and just set it right here, open it up, put my pens and pencils in there, a couple of knives, and stuff, just to kind of keep it more organized. So I grabbed 2 of those. They were normally like $18.99 because they're the new colors, and they were on sale for $14.99. So I grabbed 2 purple ones. I'm going to use one of them for sure. I've got a buddy, I might give one to a gift, or I might throw it up on my deal over here and use it like an EDC tray. Not sure yet. Yeah, I'm having a buddy try to get a purple one as a gift for someone. Yeah, they had like 10 of them at the store I went to. The purple ones, 8 or 10 of them. And the green, they had the green. But I like the purple. Reminds me of a 69 Charger 440 RT that we had. It was a plum crazy purple. I heard that DeWalt products are dwindling at Home Depot. Yeah, I mean, man, trust me, I like DeWalt products. Don't get me wrong, but man, Milwaukee, Milwaukee's king. So many boxes get used for so much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can use them for all kinds of stuff. And I was just like, man, I've never seen anybody use it as a pen holder. You know, $14 or $15 pen holder. But, you know, I can put my scissors in it and stuff that I keep in that cup. And just kind of organize the desk a little more. So, figured I would try it, see what I think about it. I can always move it around and do something else with it. Yeah, Flexes, man, they're having a bunch of sales on Flex. So, Flex might be leaving Lowe's. Flex tools are good tools, man. Very good tools. They never took off like Milwaukee. They don't advertise very much. You know, and some of their tools were really expensive when they first came out, and now they've lessened them. But also across the board, when they first came out, they didn't have as big of a selection for other capabilities with their batteries, like Milwaukee and DeWalt, and some of the other ones did. But now they've caught up. But they're very good tools. So y'all have big Turkey Day plans? Anybody going out of town, or y'all staying local? What are y'all up to? But again, I don't know if the Cloud Defensive EPL is a, you know, perfect light yet. I mean, like I said, the quality looks really, really nice. But I don't know. I don't have any time behind it. I just tested it against one that I really like that I have. Another brand that's super bright. And it was hanging. So it was definitely right there. Plus, if you register, still a lifetime warranty if you can deal with the center, yeah. And if you can't, from what I understand, um, that you can mail the tools to them personally, and they'll send you out new tools or whatever, new batteries. I know a buddy of mine had some of their tools with the batteries, and when they first had those come out in the States, they had some battery issues, and I think they replaced 2 of his batteries, and they worked great after that. He had the Gen 1 batteries. So I figured it would be kind of a slow evening this evening because some people might be traveling, they might be at family's house, so, but I definitely didn't want to cancel the chat because I know a lot of y'all depend on it, and I really enjoy doing it for y'all. And I already checked on my wife, she's sleeping, so she was running 104 last night. But I figured if I drank this, it would kill all the germs in me. Let's see, but yeah, that's really all I picked. Oh, and I got some big zip ties, like the real wide ones, the super long ones. I grabbed those when I was at Harbor Freight too. I needed some of those for a project I'm doing, so I grabbed a couple of those. Oh, I did get some wobblers, some wobbler extensions because I needed those. I have a set, but the ones that I have are kind of beat up. So they had a wobbler set that was on sale, so I grabbed those. And what else? I think I got some bit attachments. I don't need any really, but I was like, man, that's a great deal. Yeah, she was 104 last night. Got it down to 102, and then got it down to 99. So she was definitely feeling like crap last night and having a headache. So maybe you can guess what that is, probably. But she insisted she didn't want to go to the doctor, so didn't take her. Or the quack in the box, whatever it is, Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, she got up and she ate and kind of walked around for a minute and then went back to bed, so. And I've been checking on her all day, so she should be hopefully getting better, but we'll see. I just want to take her to the doctor to get some antibiotics just in case, for tomorrow because I know they're going to be closed, but she didn't want to go, so we'll see. But yeah, again, I've been waiting on this damn light for 8 months, or 8 months and a couple of weeks. So I'm glad I finally got it, because I paid for it way the hell back when. So it was good to finally get it. We'll just see how it pans out, over the long haul. What's up, Danny? How are you? I appreciate you, West Virginia. Family dinner on Sunday. I got a Makita drill driver, but picked up some Milwaukee tools this summer. Very impressed. Yeah, I used to run Makita back in the day. Really liked Makita, but from what I understand, their motors aren't holding up like they used to from way back in the day. So that's why I decided to go Milwaukee. And I still have DeWalt. I have the professional line of the DeWalt. And I mean, I'm not saying they're bad tools, but I'm really liking the Milwaukee. Since the coof, I get headaches every time I get sick. Yeah. And that's what I'm wondering. She had the coof. I had the coof back in the day. So I was wondering if it was just that, maybe just a headache with the sickness, or if it is the coof all over again, but we'll see. Rich B says I have a Makita drill that is probably older than, yeah, I got some old ones too, or had some old ones. I had a Black & Decker Professional, and it finally took a shit, and they didn't have motors for it, so they couldn't fix it. But it was a great drill. That was back before DeWalt. Let's see here. Scott says, not super impressed with my new Milwaukee M12 Impact. Had it for a month and had to send it out for service because it couldn't drill through 26 gauge flue pipe with the self tapper. Dang. I haven't drilled anything like that, but everything I've done with it, it's worked for what I'm using it on, but I haven't tried what you're using it on, so I don't know. But, so far it's been working good. I like the M12 setup. I've got the 20 volt in the DeWalt, for if I need a little bit of heavier stuff, but I just like the lightness and the capabilities of the M12. That's why I didn't go to the M18s, because I didn't need them. I don't do like heavy stuff all the time. But who knows? I might get the M18s later on down the road. I don't know. I just don't see a reason to have them yet. Doesn't Black & Decker own several of the tool companies now? The parent company of them, yes. Black & Decker owns DeWalt, or Black & Decker is a part of DeWalt and Stanley, and I don't know, some other ones. But back in the day, DeWalt wasn't even in existence when I had Black & Decker. But they were not the normal Black & Decker. It's called Black & Decker Professional. So there were two different ones. But yeah, there's a bunch of companies that are all owned by that Black & Decker group or Stanley group or something. I think they're all kind of in cahoots now. Everybody buys everybody. A drink of water. Man, I was looking forward to that turkey dinner tomorrow. Whew. But now we're having it on Sunday, as long as she's okay and I'm not sick. But yeah, I went and shot, had a really good time. Yeah, Craftsman. Yeah. Yeah, umbrellas are big. Yes, they are. So each company makes their tools to their own specs separately. I don't really know how it works. I think they do, but they're all owned by a parent company. It's just like us. I mean, we own like 10 companies, 10 or 12 companies, and have like 35 plants. So there's a lot of that happening. But we're all combining it under one name now, or one main name. Yeah, and you've got kind of like good, better, best, within those lines, like, Ryobi and, all the cheaper kind of stuff. So, and, even like if you're going to do, like if you were just doing some home improvement stuff here and there, I mean, Ryobi's not horrible, but if you're going to be beating the crap out of it every day, I wouldn't go with Ryobi or some of the rigids. I've had buddies buy those. Oh man, I got me a new drill, and 2 weeks later, it's took a shit because they're trying to do professional stuff with a I always call it, home DIY budget. It's a weird breakdown, but price point is the thing. Yeah, it is. Up to 10 inches of snow forecasted in southeast Wisconsin Saturday. Damn. Yeah, I'm familiar with Wisconsin. Used to go there quite a bit back in the day. Homeowner, contractor, professional, yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, and being able to send your stuff in, and warranty it, that's a big thing. That's why I buying some of these tools on Amazon, like, the power tools. I wouldn't do that. I mean, some people are like, I just need it for one project. And I'm like, you might not even get halfway through that one project. And then who are you going to send it to? What is up? Pop Doctor is in the house. How are you, sir? If y'all haven't checked out Pop Doctor, please do. He's got a good channel. He's always doing some fun and creative stuff. Doing a little Ace Ventura. Not the Pet Detective one, I don't think, or how, I don't know if that was the Pet Detective or not. Maybe it was. But man, I've got some guns to clean. I hate cleaning guns. God, I hate cleaning guns. I usually just lube them and then reshoot them. I just hate sitting there cleaning them. I know the people back in the day, you know, even myself, way, way back in the day, I'd go shoot, come straight home, clean the guns, oil them, put them up. I don't do that shit now. You know, again, just so you know, I shot my carry guns and loaded them back up with them being dirty, very dirty. Rich B says I need a powerful cordless drill that is lightweight if they exist. I mean, I really like the DeWalt, or excuse me, I like the Milwaukee M12 personally. They're super light, you know, and I have had no problem with them yet. And I haven't drilled through like iron pipe, you know, for lengths of time, but I've put in a lot of self-tapping screws through sheet metal of vehicles. Um, you know, I've used them quite a bit, and hell, even been on the same battery, not even a high-powered battery. So, you know, I would say Milwaukee if you're just doing around the house projects, because it's better than just DIY brand, in my opinion. I'm not, you know, I'm fairly new to Milwaukee, so I will announce that. But I know some heavy, heavy engine guys and stuff that use a shitload of Milwaukees, M12s, M18s, and they don't have any problems with them. That's why, you know, I talked to a heavy line friend of mine, and I'm like, what do you think? Best one? He's like, Milwaukee. I'm like, okay. Because I have a bunch of DeWalts. Not that they're bad. I mean, I like them. But, you know, I kind of wanted to get something different. Skill. Yeah, I used to have some skill stuff back in the day, just like the little handheld screwdriver and stuff. And, you know, it just depends on the project you're doing with it. I kind of like having, it's kind of like when you get into trucks. I like having more payload capacity and towing capacity than you'll ever need. I like having overkill a little bit. Dexter says DeWalt's killing the 12 volt line. Yeah, I mean, because of price point. Yeah, Pranic says he uses M18 at work. Yep. Yeah, he does heavy duty stuff too. You should with trucks, yeah. I bought, you know, this was back in the day, but I bought my wife some skill stuff and my dad some skill stuff because they were just doing like once in a blue moon things, and it didn't last. Pop Doctor says, I think you were the only one who watched my Ace Ventura 1301 video. I watched it. Like I said, I try to support people who support me, so try to spread the love. They didn't market them well. Yeah. That's the thing, you know, a lot of people and companies put out great products, but their marketing sucks. So it just doesn't get shared very much. Scott says I use Milwaukee for HVAC. Love my M18 Impact. Yeah, and I love the M12 Impact. Man, I'm like, where's it been all my life? It just works great for me. What's that one on the very top? Whims you admiring your wall. The one on the very top is a Mossberg 590A1 with orange Magpul furniture and a oh god, what is it? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got the 5 pouch. You can't see it, but it's the Velcro. It's on the opposite side, so it's orange with a camo multicam little Velcro rip-off patch, and I've got like 6 of them. And it has a multicam camo strap or sling on it. What is up, Trigger Bar? How are you, buddy? Scott says, I love my old M2, but I upgraded to the M2 with the hydraulic boost, and I'm not impressed with it because I had to be sent out after a month. Maybe it was a lemon, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had any problem with mine, and I used the dog shit out of it. The impact, I used the dog shit out of it like 3 days in a row. So, you know, I can only speak, like you said, for a sample of one that I have. I don't have 5 or 6 of the same tool of that. But the battery lasted a long time. I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 15 self-tappers. And these weren't small self-tappers. But you're only going through the sheet metal of a truck, so it's not like it's super thick. But, you know, it worked well for what I needed it for, and for locking down some clamps. So I was pretty impressed with it. And I've used it so far on about four or 5 projects. So far, I'm very, very pleased with it. I'm much more impressed with my Milwaukee than I am my DeWalt. Now, I do have the, well, they're not super old, but I have the older 20 volt DeWalt drills, and but I love that little impact. I use the shit out of it. Honestly, I like the impact better than I'll do all the even impact drills. But again, I'm not like a professional guy anymore. That went way too fast. 37 minutes into the chat, and I was like 4 shots for my weekly drink. But anyway, I guess I'm gonna hang out tomorrow. We'll probably watch some Tube. Hopefully the wife's better, and we'll hang out, and I might cook something up for her. I don't know if I'm gonna go out and jump on the grill, but I might, depending on the day. I think it's supposed to be like 65 or something as a high, 63. But I don't know if I'll go to the grill, or I might just make something in the stove or in the oven, you know, that's good. But I'll cook up something for us probably. And then we'll do the big turkey dinner. Like I said, we moved it to Sunday for the family, just because her being sick. But I went to the range, had a blast, shot fast, did not shoot anything slow. I hate shooting slow. Matter of fact, had some comments on my shooting by some people that were next door to me. One of them was supposedly a trainer. And he's like, man, that's really good group. Then I was like, oh, thank you. And then I shot another gun and shot a really good group at very rapid pace. I wouldn't say like 1 second splits or anything, or half a second splits, but, or maybe I did, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I was shooting fast, having a really good time. He said, it's going to be 60s here next May. I hear you. Scott says, going to try and sneak out early into the woods behind where I live and take a few shots with the TX22. You'll love that TX22. Man, that is such a fun gun. Out of all the 22s I have, that is my wife's favorite 22. Now, this is the 22 competition, but, you know, she absolutely loves that 22 competition. She likes it better than the SIG P322 competition, or she likes the TX22 competition better than she likes the SIG P322. Um, and then my daughter likes the SIG P322 better than she does the Taurus TX22 competition because it's bigger. So she likes, the thinner SIG P322 better. So that's why I'm hoping my wife's going to like that Rock 5.7. I think she's going to, but again, I'm not going to speak for her. And I told her, I said, when you shoot it, I said, what we're going to do is I'm just going to have the camera, aimed at the gun, and I'm just going to ask you some questions and I want you to answer honestly. Do you like it? What did you think about it? How did it feel in your hands? How was the recoil? I'm not, she doesn't know what these questions are, but I'm going to ask her so you can get her first opinion. I'm not going to put her on camera and say, hey, here's my wife. I'm not going to do that. I like to keep that private, but you'll hear her voice. I'll ask her the questions and she'll answer. So that way you'll get her perspective of what she thinks about it. Rich says I need to move out to the wilderness somewhere. I have no patience for people anymore. They're all crazy. Yeah, no, I agree, Rich. People are crazy. They're very crazy. But yeah, it was fun going to the range this week and shooting, and it's been like 2 months, I think. So I thought I was going to be really rusty, but I wasn't. I mean, I shot the 5.7 first. I shot the CR920 XP second, and I shot the Shadow 2 Compact third, and then after that I rotated between them and had a great time. Shot really well. No failures of all three. I'll just let y'all know that. Other people will see it in the video. Absolutely no failures. I did have the 5.7. I guess I didn't adjust the dot properly from the get-go. So that dot does need to be adjusted. You'll see it in the video. However, I've got another dot coming in for it. So that's why I was like, I already have a dot coming for it. So that's why I didn't adjust it at the range. I just shot, I kind of compensated because I knew where the dot was hitting or where the shots were hitting. They were hitting low and to the left. So I compensated, did the Kentucky windage, and just aimed more right and higher to hit what I wanted to hit, with my compensation. So that's a good thing about a dot, it'll give you instant feedback also. And that's the thing, I can track the recoil much, much better than I can with iron sights. Because what I do is I look for the flash of red on the target. Every time I see the flash of red, I'm pulling the trigger. So, and I'm looking at the target, just seeing the flash of red. So I look at red is dead. So when that red hits where I want to pull the trigger, that's when I pull. So Scott says, I like my PSA Rock. First 5.7 pistol I bought, they need to bring the price of ammo down. Yeah, and it's way cheaper than it used to. Because when I had my 5.7 FN, that shit was $60 a box. So it's definitely way down from what it used to be. Unit 4 says, before we know it, 2025 will be behind us. Happy to see you, see it go, Big J. Yeah, no, I'm ready for 2026. That way we can just move on. Also, next month, I'll be off quite a bit. I've got a bunch of vacation and stuff I need to burn, so I'm taking off like the 15th through the 2nd. So I'll get a lot of shooting in December also. And I was going to get my garage set up, but with my wife being sick, I can't do that because I needed her help moving a couple of things just with my leg. What's up, Armsman? Armsman is in the house. Y'all need a great holster. Check out Armsman. You can use my discount code. It's BJGG10. That saves you 10% off and free shipping. I don't make a penny, but I ask for that discount code, for y'all to save y'all some money. So please check it out. Also, if you need anything from Lock Grips, Use my code BJGG10. However, I will let you know, if you don't know and you need lock grips, they're going to do a 20% off Black Friday sale. So the code will be coming out, I believe, Thursday evening. It'll be Friday through Cyber Monday. So that'll get you 20% off. That won't be my code, but you can use their code and that'll get you 20% off. See if Oh, Dexter said, have you tried a green dot? Yeah, I have 2 green dots. Not saying they're bad. And I actually like green fiber optics when I used to shoot irons, but for me, I can't tell a huge difference between green and red on the dots, and I'm not colorblind. But what I'm meaning is I don't really have a favorite on a dot. But yes, I have guns with green dots. I have 2 of them. But usually the green dot's more expensive. Not that I'm worried about that because it's only like $20. But, I don't find myself, oh my God, I gotta have a green dot. It's not that way with me. Now, it could be with you, but not with me. Because I guess I'm so used to red because I've been shooting red so long that I just like red, or it doesn't bother me to have a red dot, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Richby says, I can tell with my new rock I won't be able to co-witness. Assume there are fixes for that. Yeah, the rock takes Glock sights, so you can get Glock sights and put on there. When I ordered mine, it was supposed to come with co-witness sights, like the taller sights, but it didn't. So I'm like, okay. And they were like, oh, that was a picture. Some of the pictures can vary. You got the FDE, and I was like, I got 10 mags. I got the bag, which I don't use. I don't use any of those freaking bags, gun bags. I use my Lynx bags, but I got 10 mags and all the other stuff for that stupid deal. So I'm like, I'm not gonna bitch about extended sights. But honestly, I shoot so many dots, and the dots are more reliable than they used to. So I don't have to have co-witness irons. If I can get them, great. Or if the gun comes with them, great. But I have a couple of guns that don't even have sights on them at all. The front sight's pulled off, and I only use the dots. So, if it's a good, reliable dot and you've proven it, I don't have to have backup iron sights. Armsman says, got the awesomely reliable Trigicon competitive RMR Olight green dot. Yeah. No, Unit 4, you can't combine the 2 codes. Sorry, it'll only let you put in 1 code. That's why I was saying, just don't order mine with my code. Use the Lock Grips code. That'll get you the, 20% off with their code for the Black Friday. And I think Armsman's going to drop something for Black Friday. He can say it if he wants to, or he can publish it, or whatever. But I don't think you can use my code and his code for his holsters. I saw something about the astigmatism thing, that green is supposed to be better. That's what people say. I have dual astigmatisms. The green looks like the red, but a different color for me. But everybody's astigmatism is different, and also the dots are different. I only have 2 hollow sun in green. And again, even with my red dots, I have dual astigmatisms, and I look at the main cluster, or the main blurriness, whatever you want to call it. And that is where I don't look at it, but you know what I mean. That's what I use as my focal point when I'm shooting, is the larger cluster, so to say. I don't see the comet like some people, or I don't see the, the stars. It's just kind of a blistery look for my astigmatism. And I don't even think about my astigmatism, honestly, when I'm shooting it. So yeah, maybe it doesn't bloom as much, but like I said, I don't even worry about it. I don't look for, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but I feel I overcome with whatever I've got to do. Because I'm not going to be in a self-defense situation going, oh my gosh, it's blooming. I don't do that. I'm just like, shoot through it. Just press on. Don't look at that as a crutch, your stigmatism, because my stigmatism's probably not going to get better. Now, I will say this, when you see me shooting at the range, those Oakley glasses, the sunglasses, those are astigmatism helping glasses. Are they perfect? No. But do they help? Yes, a little bit. So that's what those are for. Some people say, why do you wear sunglasses in an indoor range? That's why. Armsman said, I found I prefer a red dot, plain dot, no other reticles. Yep, me too. I just use a dot. I don't look at all that other circle and all that shit. I never use them. Big Johnson, when was the last time you shot your Shield 45? It's been 1,000 years, and matter of fact, I sold it. I got rid of it. I was never shooting it. I sold it to a guy, got rid of it, and then I had a bunch of extra mags, and I sent them to Armsman, or a couple of extra mags, and I sent them to Armsman. So I do not own it anymore. Armsman said 20% off through Monday. Thank you, Big J. No, it's awesome, Armsman. Do you want to put up the code that they need to use? If you don't yet, that's fine. I don't know if you've kicked it off yet, or if they need to go to your site to get the code, but let them know. Prentick says, I prefer red and most reticle options. Yeah. Hello, DB. How are you? Yes, happy Thanksgiving, sir. I appreciate you very much for checking in. Like I said, I've been shooting the red dot, versions for so long, I'm just used to them. So red, green, whatever, it doesn't matter, but I guess I've just got used to red. So that's what I use. Armsman said works code is BLK25. So if you want an Armsman holster for 20% off, use BLK25. That's nice. Chi-Com AK-12 thoughts. Don't have any AK-12s. So honestly, I don't have any thoughts. I don't talk on my ass. I've said that before. If I haven't shot something or played with them, I don't want to fib to y'all, so I haven't. What's up, DB? How are you, man? Thank you so much for checking in, brother. Pop Doctor says, I like a plain dot. I like both red and green. The clearest one I have found so far is my 6 MOA Holosun 407K, but I typically like 2 to 3 MOA. I'm a small dot guy. I like 2.5 to 3.5 because I get a little bloom. With my stigmatism, not looking at a compensation, but when I look at a 6, it looks like a freaking 10, and I don't like it. So, and I know people say, oh, you're not supposed to compensate, or the professional dot people, you're not supposed to compensate, blah, blah, blah. But I do what I want to do, and I shoot what I want to shoot, and I like what I like. So that's what I do. Prentick says, Armsman, I ordered the wrong holster and then ordered the right one. You win, sir. Yeah, Prentick told me about that. He ordered the wrong one and then ordered the right one. Did you see Glock is now shipping the Glocks with the Acro P2 installed instead of the Koa? We got a bunch of them. Yeah, I did see that. Matter of fact, my Texas Gun Experience has a couple of them, and I'm like, what the hell? So, ooh, warm spot in Florida. There you go. Yeah, I talked to a coworker. He's in Florida, and he was like, "Oh man, it's like 80 to 82 degrees or something." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." But he said they were supposed to get a little bit of rain. Yep, happy birthday or happy Turkey Day. I appreciate you. The 608 was the clearest. It's a huge, but I prefer smaller dots. I have astigmatism. Not that bad though. I have 2 bad astigmatisms. So when I look at a 6, it looks like it's that. I mean, I'm being sarcastic, but TXJM says, enjoy the chats, love more discussions on the 40. I've seen firsthand the conclusion firsthand, unfortunately. Yeah, I used to shoot 40 back in the day. I owned like 10 or 11 40 calibers. I don't own any now, just being honest with you. I used to be an MPI inspector, magnetic particle inspection, if you don't know what that means. And I checked all my 40 barrels back in the day and all my 9 barrels for MPI. And a lot of my 40 calibers had stress cracks. So after that, I got rid of all my 40 calibers before the 40 caliber, I guess, crash, so to say, went away and made tons of money on them. And I'm just not a 40 caliber guy. I'm not saying it's bad. It's a good caliber, but I just haven't been in 40 caliber in a long time since. And I've owned 10 millimeter. You know, I've shot a lot of 10 millimeter back in the day. Everybody thinks 10 millimeter is new, but it's not. It's been around since 1986, and I'm old. So I've owned 3 10 millimeters in the past. Don't really shoot them anymore. I got rid of the 10 millimeters, and I shoot a lot of 9, 45, 22, 5.7, you know. But everybody enjoys what they enjoy, and I will never tell anybody to change. If you like 40, you like 40. No problem with that. The chips model, yeah, I remember that one. Also have tons of conversion barrels for the 40 Glocks and 40 M&Ps, yeah. Yeah, after I did the magnetic particle inspection personally myself, I had stress cracks in some of my Glocks, my Smith & Wessons, and I was like, Now I'm not talking where the barrel was going to blow up, but with MPI, when you check it, put it under the black light, it will show if there's any stress cracks, and that can even be a what's the actual nomenclature for it? But it's kind of like a surface crack, not where it's breaking all the way through. And I had tons of them on my 40s, but didn't have, I mean, almost none on my 9. And I'm like, my 9s, and I'm like, okay. So if you shoot them more and more and more, especially with plus P, you know, and I'm just like, ammos came a long way, even with 9. 46 have been the best. Superficial, that's the word. Thank you, Pop Doctor. Golly, man, my brain is fried. Oh, Armsman. I checked out the Glock Defensive, the new EPL light. I compared it to some stuff tonight. Video coming. Here's the light. I showed it earlier to everybody on the chat, but that is the light. So I forgot to show it to you. Yeah, I'm gonna let all these subscribers see it before I put the video out, because y'all are gonna get firsthand at it. I'm not gonna hide it from y'all. Y'all can watch the video if you want, but I wanted y'all to be able to see it first. I think there's only like 2 videos on it on YouTube, so I already filmed a video tonight so y'all can see it compared to one of the best lights that I think is on the market for the best price. And I put it head to head with this light. So y'all will be able to see the difference. And when I put the video out, you'll know which light I'm talking about. But if you've been watching my videos, my light videos, I've got a video that has smoked some other lights. And I'm so impressed with that light. But I will let you know, this light so far hangs with it. So, pretty impressed. I'll kick it on in here. I did it a minute ago. I think it's freaking bright. So, there you go. Or I like the look of it, stealth. It's like a matte black or a dark gray. No, it's like a matte black. It's not a gloss. It's more of a matte black. And I noticed something else. I was like, they don't have anything that screams cloud defense. It's actually completely plain on that side. And then it just says CD right there. I mean, they kept it very, very stealthy looking. And hell, you could just black that out if you wanted, and the thing would be completely black. So they're not plastering shit all over it, that's for sure. I think HPX and HLX. Thanks, Unit 4. Appreciate you, brother. Umbrella lighting, yes. That's a hot spot. Yeah, it's a freaking hot spot. Yeah, it definitely is a hot spot. And you know where I tested it? I always check it on my back fence because that's kind of my, whatever you call it, my, that's where I've always checked my lights. But I could take it out to my mom's house, and they're on like an acre and a half. And I could send it across the woods, but then you'd be like, okay, there's a tree, there's a tree, there's a tree, there's a tree. I mean, my parents have like 100 freaking trees on their property. So, you know, I haven't taken it to any open fields because I had one guy go, that's 15 yards. What does it look like at 200? I'm like, are you going to be shooting your pistol at 200 yards, you jackwagon? I mean, if you are, great. But, I mean, you could easily put this light on a freaking PDW or a rifle if you wanted to. I mean, that's what I'll say. Yes, it's definitely a hot spot. I like the no branding I've done. That was some of my lights and optics, rubbed blue on them. Yeah, I've actually taken Sharpie and blobbed it out. I even took some black paint on one of them. I did that with some of my optics, you know, and kind of blacked them out. But like I said, it's very clean. So I did appreciate that about them. The only thing, and I'll just go ahead and let y'all know for the people who came in late, it has a T15 screw. Not real crazy about the screw. I mean, I cranked it down, 25 inch-pounds is what they say, and I will say this, there's no freaking directions in the box, but I'm not a dumbass. So I figured it out very easily. And then they do have a video where they said they recommend 25 inch-pounds. So I did torque it down to 25 inch-pounds, and this sucker does not move. So you can't rip it off. I tried. You can't wiggle it or jiggle it. I tried. The keys are very nice and very easy to change. So, I mean, you know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out. But, you know, I mean, I think it's going to do well. And I kind of like the buttons. So, Pop Up says I have an old police trade-in and shotgun with a surefire pump. The light is maybe at that 100 lumens, but I have to keep it for the vibes. No, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, no, that's cool. I gotcha. Why that screw? I don't know. That's what they put on it. It's a T15. You know, I wish they, and I say that in the video that I filmed, I wish they would have went with a flathead, or something you could put a nickel in, but it is what it is. But if you're at the range or at a match and you want to go from a pistol to your backup pistol, you got to have a T15 and carry it with you. So, you know, but it is what it is. I like the screws on the Holosun PID. I've never played with the PID. I know that it's highly recommended. A lot of people like it. You know, and I know Works did his review on it, really liked it. I just don't have any personal experience with it. Not saying it's a bad light. You know, I'm sure it's a great light. He said it was a really good light. And I know you like yours. But, you know, like I said, after 8.5 months, I'm glad I finally got the damn light. Oh, and it does, just so you know, this Cloud Defense does, there's a card in it that said it has a lifetime warranty. Lifetime. And there's a card in there that says, any questions, you know, issues, please reach out. Our customer service is here to help you. So I was like, well, that's really cool. I mean, it's not cheap, but you could probably knock someone out with the PID. I heard it's a little chunky. That is the thing I like about this one. It's very thin. You know, it's kind of like the way I look at it, and I say this, it's kind of like a rain pistol or rifle light that they just cut and then put the switches on the back. That's what it reminds me of. I've got one. I've got a Cloud Defense right there. that y'all can see. And that's what it reminds me of. Yeah, lifetime warranty is very good. And it doesn't say lifetime on this part or that part, it says lifetime. So I'm assuming it's for everything. Now, I don't know if they'll be in business for a lifetime, but you know, it's definitely a good thing to have that in case you need it. But it is 8:05. We've got 25 people in here and only 14 thumbs up. So if you haven't smacked that thumbs up, please do. Also, if there's anything you want to see, you know, a test between this gun and that gun, or this light and that light, leave in the comments even after the chat for people who are watching it afterwards. Also, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Please be thankful for what we have. People are always like, I don't have this, and I don't have that, and I don't have this. If you got a roof over your head and clothes on your back, food in your stomach, and you're blessed with a family or people who love you, you're blessed. So look at it that way. Don't pick specks out of fly shit. That's what I've always said. You know, look at the positives in your life versus the negatives. People can always live in the negative world, but live in the positive world. Pranic says if they're going to use T15, they may as well use Newton meters. Man, this Newton meter shit, I'm like, wow. Yeah, Dexter, that's what I'm trying to say. The fence is my standard. Yeah, so I'm glad you said that. I was trying to find the word, the standard. There's another word I was looking for, and I can't think of what it is. It's my, not standard. There's another word for it, and I still can't think of it. But it's basically my testing bed. So, you know. But yeah, these guys like, why don't you take it out to 200 yards? 15 yards is worthless. I'm like, but you can't see what the beam pattern is. You can't see any of that shit at 200 yards, you jackwagon. I don't have enough pew-pews. Send it back to use the warranty on it and have to wait 8 months to get it back. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Yeah, Arms says, definitely happy and grateful for what I have, but I want more. Your control, Scott, that is the word I was looking for. My control. That is the word I was looking for. Thank you, because I was like, man, it's driving me crazy. Yes, you always have to have a control with anything that you test. Already feel I need a bigger safe. It's a racket. Please be careful of that. I have had four of them. Big safes, not little ones. Big ones. Finally got rid of one of them. Sold it. Safes lead to more safes, leads to more safes, leads to more safes. You know, granted, you can only shoot one gun at a time. I guess you could shoot two if you wanted to. But, you know, as I get older, I'm not getting rid of all my good collection. But some of the other stuff that I just have sitting around, I have no problem getting rid of it. However, the gun market right now, you know, especially the used gun market, is bad. So I probably am going to give bless family members with some rifles and some goodies because I can't take it with me. So I have a feeling my son-in-law doesn't watch my videos. So he's probably going to be getting some good stuff for Christmas because I'm just like, man, I got to get rid of some of this stuff. It irritates me. Arms said, yeah, I say I want more, but the inventory is a bit ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It comes to a point where you have so much crap. I mean, I have stuff, I said it the other day, I have stuff I haven't shot in, I'm not even joking, I have stuff that I haven't even shot in 5 or 10 years. I'm not being sarcastic. You know, I'll dig through the safe and find a gun I didn't even know I had. And that's stupid. I'm just like, golly, man. So I'm really looking at some of this stuff going, man, I got some people who are not as blessed as I am, and I'm gonna start blessing them with some stuff because I can't take it with me. Pop Doctor says, unless it fills a specific role or is super cool, I don't have any interest in it anymore. Yeah, and I mean, I've got some super cool stuff, but I look at it this way: if I can't hand it down, if it's not worth handing down, I'm either going to sell it or I'm going to give it away. That's the point where I am now. So, because I want my grandkids to have some really cool guns and stuff they can be proud of and be like, holy shit, look what I got. I got this badass 2011 or whatever. But just throw away Tupperware stuff, you know, it doesn't do much for me anymore. But I will say, when I went and shot yesterday, I had an awesome time shooting the Shadow System CR920 XP. That gun is very, I'll let y'all know this, I'm going to do a video. That gun is very, very underrated, and I have huge hands. And I mean, literally, I show this in the video. When I wrap my hands around the CR920 XP, these fingers are touching the back of my palm. But that's a big hand problem. It's not a normal problem for people. But I can wrap it all the way around. So when I'm pressing this hand, it's over the top of this hand. But I'm still getting great groups, shooting super fast. Not this bang, bang, bang. That shit's boring. I'm just letting it rip. The gun is flat as shit. That comp is working. It's just on a rail. It's shooting beautifully. Love that gun. Shadow Compact 2. Beautiful. Awesome. And the 5.7 was awesome. So, no complaints there. The next time I go out, it will be completely different guns. Now, I might carry one of those as a carry gun. The way that I did it is I carried the CR920 XP as in the bag. The rock was in a bag, and the Shadow carry, or the Shadow Compact, I'm sorry, was on my person. So I took it off my person and shot it. And yes, I loaded it and put it back on my person. So I shot my carry gun. But, had a blast. So really, really glad I got to do it. Let's see here. Switching to your second safe is always faster, yeah. And I walk to these safes and I'm just like, what in the hell have I gotten into? And that's what I'm saying. If you got 4 big safes and you're just like, and I'm not telling people what to do, but as I've gotten older, now when I was younger, I was like, oh yeah, I got all this shit. As I get older, I'm like, I have too much shit. So before, when I was younger, oh, I don't have enough shit. It's cool to have all these safes. You don't need 4 big safes. These are Liberty Fat Boys, so they're big safes. And that's just a lot of shit. And that's just guns. That was not lights, optics, none of that shit. That's just guns. That's too much shit. Pop Doctor says I've sold almost all of my polymer striker guns. Yeah, I mean, I still like striker guns. Or polymer guns. I'm not saying, but there's certain ones I like. Certain ones I don't give a shit about. Armsman is saying CR920 XP, Shadow 2 Compact, CZ P10C ported, all underrated. I agree, 1,000%. Pranic says I prefer a few nice ones over just a new gun. I agree with that, Pranic. I totally agree. There is no wrong or right answer. If you want every gun in the world and you want to stockpile guns, go for it. I will never be your judge and jury. That is not my job. But from a person that's had thousands of fucking guns, excuse my language, or more than thousands of guns, there comes a point as you get older, and I'm not ancient, but as you get older, you're like, what the hell have I done? I could have bought a bunch of nice ass cars and even more nice watches. And I've got a nice watch collection, but there is a point of diminishing returns. Just being honest with you. And I was like, oh, I can upfit whoever I need to with gun. I was that guy. And now I'm just like, pfft. So, Armsman says, I do love the PD365 AXG Legion, also the PDP and the Tanfolio. Oh, and I forgot, I like them all. There you go, Staccatos, DWX, etc. Out of control. Lynn Holt says, I personally have severe allergies to polymer and MIM. Damn, Lynn, I knew I liked you for a reason. Cars don't usually gain value though either, depending on the car. Depending on the car. But yes, I know what you're saying. Yeah, and you know, like I said, I bought guns at really, really great prices. I can't say I've ever lost my butt on a gun because I usually buy them at really, really good prices and then sell them during really, really, good selling times. Like during the, I sold a lot of guns and I made a lot of money. But they were in demand guns, but not for me. People really sought after them. So that's when I was like, oh, I've got a couple of those, or I've got one of those. Yeah, I'll sell them. And I made good money. So that's why I sold them. But now I probably have about 15 guns that, So, I have like my first hunting rifle, which is really cool. And it's a great gun. It's super accurate. But I'm just like, what the frick am I going to do with it now? Because I wouldn't shoot with that type of gun now. I would take an AR-10. I wouldn't take a deer rifle. So I'm just at the point where I'm probably going to start passing those down early. Scott says, oh, classic cars definitely gain value. That's why I was saying it depends on the car. I've made a ton of money on classic cars. Real classics, not, oh, what, I know what I've got. Not that shit. But true classic cars, I've made good money on them. It's like a lot of things, only worth what someone is willing to pay. That is correct, Dexter. 1,000% or 100%, as Armsman's saying. But yeah, if it's something that people are willing to pay for, you can make some money on it. If not, it becomes a paperweight. And I'm tired of paperweights. I've got so much shit, I gotta get rid of it. I'm tired of it. I've been sending stuff to friends. I'm gonna start sending stuff to people on these chats. I've just got to go through it, and I will, I promise. I'm not gonna put it off, but I will start going through stuff, pulling out grips and optics and lights, and we'll start giving stuff away. I know I've said that, but I'm gonna start doing it, especially 2026. That's one of my things I've said I'm going to do, is I'm just going to start pulling shit out and start sending it out to people. So, and I'm not joking. So on these chats, I might just start pulling out shit and going, who wants this? And the first person to say me, they can shoot me an email and I'll send it to you, or to your FFL. Don't know what that means, but less is more. That is correct, Lynn, because I have caught myself when I go shoot, there's stuff I crave. I crave to shoot. I literally crave. I'm like, oh my God, I hadn't shot that. I gotta shoot it. But there's all this other shit. Shit. I'm gonna say the word shit. There's all this shit that's just sitting there. And I go to this or these. I don't go to this shit. I go to these. And that's what I've caught myself doing more and more. So I'm like, if I'm not gonna shoot it, I need to get rid of it. So, and trust me, I'm still going to have a great collection, but I'm just like weeding through the shit. I just want to start getting rid of stuff because I'm tired of having it. I want to sell off another safe. I want to get down to 2 safes. That's what I want to do. I'm down to 3, but I want to get rid of another one. So I think if I move those 14, 15 out, then I can get down to 2 big ones and call it a day. And I don't store my ammo in a safe. There's no ammo and accessories in safes. There's none of that shit. I'm not that guy. Pop Doctor says I'll take whatever. Hammer guns, please. Yeah. Man, I've got some fun guns, and I just need to start. I need to start doing it. I stand at the safe door. Who wants to go today? Pick me, pick me. Yeah, I mean, and I'll usually try to have, I'll have it in my head before I even go to the safe. And some of it I don't even have in a safe. Some of it I've got in like this, and I'll probably do a video. But this, this is my EDC. All the rest of the shit is not EDC when it comes to pistols. I have this area is EDC. This is fun, but it's not EDC. And then shit is sitting out there that I don't ever shoot. So I need to get rid of the shit. And, that'll make it much better. And I'm talking about just pistols. I've probably got 15 pistols that I don't even shoot. Now, some of them are collector, some of them are going to be passed down because they're not, shit guns. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm a dot guy. So there's some guns that I'm going to pass down, but I've also changed my perspective since my dad passed away. I don't want to wait until I'm dead and in the ground before I pass shit down. I want to pass shit down while I'm still here and see them enjoy it and take them to shoot it and watch them enjoy it. I don't want to be like, hey, I'm worm food. I mean, I'm going to be cremated, but you know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to be down the road motors and, oh yeah, I left that for them. No. As I get older, I'll probably start dropping watches off to people. I'll probably start getting rid of shit as we go. And I've got a long life ahead of me. I'm not saying that, but you know where I'm trying to go with this. Pranic says, me, you've already got a bunch of my shit, Pranic. Most safes don't actually hold what they claim they can hold. No, that's true. You had optics and other stuff, and yeah, they'll say, hold 12 guns. No, it holds 5. Send the list. We'll pick it up for you just to help you out. Yeah, I got you. I just want to get, like I said, I just want to start cleaning stuff out. Range Queen and bolt action 22 LRs, baby. Shooting on a budget. No, I hear you. And I've got a hell of a 22 rifle collection. Y'all haven't even seen it. I've got pumps. I've got carnival guns. I've got my original rabbit turtle gun. And it's a nice one. It's a super nice 22. Semi. I mean, I've got pumps. I've got a huge 22 rifle collection. And nobody's ever seen them. I've never shown them. But I've always enjoyed them. But again, I can't shoot a lot of the iron ones because my vision's just not that great anymore. But I love me some 22s. I even had some. I had 3 from my dad. Now, I bought one of them for him. But he bought 2 of them. So I've got his 2 plus my 1 back that I gave him. I got my original deer rifle back that he bought me when I was a kid, but I gave it back to him so he could fill up a safe that I bought him. So my dad wasn't the hugest gun. He liked to have guns, but he didn't carry guns on his person daily. So I got back my original 270. It's a beautiful gun. It's a featherweight 270 with the Leopold scope, the tiny scope, the little tiny one like was back in the day. So it's the OG scope. And I killed my first deer with that gun when I was, how old was I? And he bought it for me. Was I 10? I think I was 10. I was either 10 or 11. And got my first deer. It's in the house somewhere. That's Billy Jack. That wasn't it. He was shot with that rifle too, but that wasn't my first deer. It is a 7 point or 6 point. It's a 6 point in the front room. That was my first deer from that 270, and now it's only a skull cap. It's only the cap of the antlers. They cut the skull cap off, so it's not a full head like Belly Jack is. I've got 2 or 3 full heads or full mounts, and then I've got a bunch of skull caps around here. We've got them on the top in the kitchen, where you see me take pictures on that big rack. I've got like 3 or 4 of them across there, but they're only skull caps. So I've only got 2 full mounts and a bunch of skull caps. So where you just keep the, where the horns go in, just the cap, they just chop it, and that's what we used to do, is just cut them off and take them. Let me catch back up here real quick. Yeah, better to see them, enjoy them, so you can also make sure they get it. No, that's what it is. I've gone through some situations with my grandmother where my cousin stole shit that I was supposed to get, like her Colt 25. Oh boy, yeah, I was supposed to make my grandmother's Colt 25 with real pearl handle grips, and I know one of my crackhead cousins stole it and probably pawned it for $25. He's a freaking idiot. There are always those guns that you crave to shoot. Sometimes filming for the channel isn't fun because I can't shoot what I crave at that moment. But here's the thing, Pop Doctor. Always enjoy, always have fun with what you're doing. That's another reason I haven't shot all those guns. I could shoot those guns, those ones that I don't really care about, and probably get a lot of views on them, because some of them are antique revolvers, shit nobody's ever seen on the channel, antique 25s. I've got an antique 32 single shot hex barrel that's worth a lot of money. But I shoot what I want to shoot. I do what I want to do. Pranic says I did get a bunch of shit. Haven't got to play with half of it yet. Yeah. Like I said, man, I want to start sharing this stuff with y'all. We're going to have a fire giveaway. And as far as lock grips, if you've got a CZ and you need grips, I'm going to be your guy. I've probably got 20 plus sets I'm going to give away, and I'm not even joking. It's a freaking bag. It's like this thick, and it's huge, of CZ grips I'm going to be giving away. So I'm going to drag it out, and we're going to start giving away on the chat. So especially watch for the first of the year. That's what's going to happen, and I'm not bullshitting y'all. I'm getting rid of this stuff. Shooting 1,000 through a micro compact was painful emotionally and physically. Yeah. Bougie says, I can see the irons, they're just blurry. Yeah, it's time for a dot. That's what was happening to me. Yeah, apparently the Colt 25, that thing was so freaking cool. And that was my grandmother's favorite gun. She loved it. My grandparents owned a trucking company. I can talk about it now. I won't say the name of it because they sold it. So the name is still in existence. But they owned a trucking company, and we used to go deliver cash to the drivers for fuel, food, all that stuff. So we used to go out to the truck stops and deliver that to the truck drivers. And my grandmother would carry that Colt 25 with her, and it was real pearl. It wasn't fake pearl. It was real pearl grips. And it was stainless, and she carried that. And, when she passed away, she said, I want that to go to, Johnson. And my freaking cousins went in the house before me and found it and took it, and I never got it. So it's always pissed me off. So, and here's the thing. Some of those CZ grips, locks sent to me. That's why I want to pass them on to y'all. I'm not going to charge you for them. I'm not going to sell them to you. I'm going to give them to you because they were given. Some of them were given to me. So I want to bless y'all with some grips. Some of them are one-offs, So they did not make them. They are not in their color category. I said, here's what I want, and they made them for me. So you will get some one-offs where they're one in one. There's not another one in existence made like them. I will also give some that they etched. It says BJGG in them. There's some of those that you'll get. There's also some prototype grips where before, when we went from stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, or mod 1, or mod 1, mod 2, mod 3 grips, I'm going to be giving those away. So, I'll bless y'all with those. So you can have them. And I'll send screws and the O-rings. I'll make sure you get everything so you'll have the proper O-rings and the proper screws for your CZs. I will have mag catches, the mag buttons. I'll send some of those out to people if they want them. Or if I send you a set of grips and you've got a Shadow 2 full size, I will send you the matching mag button. So I'll bless y'all with those. I'm just going to start getting rid of shit. So, and I'm not just saying this. First of the year, I promise you, we'll have a big old box sitting right here on the floor, and I'll be like, who has this gun? And we'll throw it up there. The first person says me, I'll have you email me your address, and I'll kick it out to you. Because I am tired of hanging on to stuff I'm not using, and I want somebody else to enjoy them. But anyway, and what I want to do also is periodically, I want to get with some companies that I work with and maybe do something special for some people or bless somebody. Maybe like a holster giveaway, maybe like a lock grip current model giveaway. So I would reach out to Lock and I would say, hey, I want to do a giveaway. They would say, cool, 2 or 3 or 4 sets of grips. So that way, if you don't own a CZ and you have a different gun, we do a giveaway and you get a code and you go in there and make your grips and, it's a free code. So I'm going to reach out to some companies that I work with and do something like that to bless y'all with some stuff. So I just want to start doing some stuff for the OGs, I'm not going to announce it and say, hey, we're doing a giveaway, please subscribe. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not going to whore out stuff. So it'll be the OGs. So if you're an OG and you've been on the chat, you've left comments and stuff like that, you will be the ones getting some stuff. Bougie says, would you go to cut optics in a CZ P01? I would go, honestly, I've seen both cuts. I've seen Cajun Gunworks and I've seen Impact Machine. I prefer Impact Machine. And y'all don't know the story behind it, but they're from the same family. But I do prefer Scott at Impact Machine. I've personally been at his facility and seen his cuts firsthand, and I've used Cajun, but I do prefer Impact Machine. Nothing against Cajun, but I'm just speaking from personal experience with both. I prefer Impact Machine. So, and if you want Impact Machine, you can use my code. It's BJGG10. I don't make a penny on it, but that saves y'all 10% off any milling, any custom gun builds, anything you want to use. So there you go. God's Wrath says, hey, Big Johnson, got my new Cloud EPL light finally. I did too. Right here, God's Wrath. I got it. I talked about it earlier. Here's the box. I think the box is kind of cheesy, but I usually throw them in the trash anyway. But yes, I just got mine today. Already filmed a comparison video, so it'll be out the next day. Probably tomorrow sometime, so y'all can check it out if you want. I did a short and a long form video where I'm doing a deep comparison between another light, and it's all outside, but you can see because there's a light on the camera where I compare one against the other, and I think I compare it to the best light on the market right now, and I've got a lot of lights. And I'll just say this, the Surefire Turbo, isn't the one I compared it against. That's what everybody's going to think, but that's not the one. There is a light out there that whips the dog shit out of a Surefire Turbo. And I love the Surefire Turbo. Do not get me wrong, I own 2 of them. But it beats it for the distance. But anyway, so you can check that video out. So it'll be out. But I think the Cloud Defense so far is pretty cool. So, but you'll have to look at the video and see what you think compared to the other light. And you can pick which one you like better. I know one's way cheaper than the Cloud, but you know, so far so good with the Cloud from what I've played with so far, but I don't have any longevity testing on it yet. That's to come. But we will put it to the normal paces. I'll put it on a gun. I'm going to shoot with it. I'm going to bang it on the counter because that's what I do with it. If y'all have seen any of my testing, I bang the shit out of it on the counter. I shoot more, bang the shit out on the counter, shoot more. You know, I don't just go, oh yeah, I shot 10 rounds through it and it's beautiful. I don't do that. But this is kind of an out of the box, and I even say in the video, I just got this. So, but yeah, already got it charged up, did all that from the get-go, started playing with it. But we've got 16 on and 20 thumbs up, so thank y'all very much. But we'll go ahead and shut this off. It's 8:36. So we will shut this down. I need to go check on my wife anyway, make sure she's okay. But y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And like we're saying now, if you haven't checked in with a family member that's maybe not going to be there for Thanksgiving, give them a call, check on them. Friend, family, relative, whatever it might be. Just say, hey, just want to make sure you're okay. You know, touch base with them, make sure they're doing well, and let them know you're thinking about them. I think that goes a long way. A lot of people are not doing that now, and I think that's a bad thing. So, because you never know. You might look and they might not be there. Hello, Redbird. Good to see you. But I appreciate you all. Hello, Indie Irish. Happy Thanksgiving all. Yes, everyone. Please have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We will do this again next Wednesday, but thank y'all so much. And remember, an armed nation's a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone. Y'all take care. Check out the videos coming.